And then for Seabron, Dereon Seabron for NC State, he is a guy that leads the ACC with 10 rebounds a game, averaging a double-double. In his last outing against Florida State, he went off for 32 points, 7 boards, and 7 assists. That's going to be a key matchup tonight for Virginia Tech. Can they keep him under wraps?
It's Aluma in the Hokies in white, Seabron at NC State in black. Our officials tonight, Lee Cassell, Brian O'Connell, and Earl Walton. We are underway in game one of what is just a terrific Tuesday night doubleheader in the ACC. Georgia Tech, Duke coming up after us. Take a look at the NC State starting five. It's a team that comes in on a 5-game losing streak, but they've been competitive in each and every one of those games, and a great start through Helms to open the score.
Yeah, great spacing to start the game off. Nice little backdoor cut, an excellent pass.
For Virginia Tech, the Hokies playing their first game in 2 weeks. They haven't played at home in 27 days. Mike Young felt they were playing pretty good basketball before the pause, trying to pick up where they left off, trying to shake off that rust bout.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be something we're going to watch as this game progresses. But right now, defensively, that's 2 buckets. Uncontested layups for NC State to start the game off. If you're Kevin Keats, you have to be pleased how your team has started in the early goings of this game.
Feed it into Justin Mutz, the birthday boy, trying to get a friendly roll. Mutz turns 23 today. Here's Mutz driving in, attacking the rack again, can't get it to fall. 2 really good looks for Mutz. Malcolm, let's take a look at your Hucka keys to the game.
Well, for NC State, guarding the dynamic duel of Mutz and Aluma, that's going to be key. And then the secondary scoring. Again, the guys, what I mean by that, in their losses in the ACC games here too, they have not had production from the other guys. And then on the other side.
What a start. NC State 7-0 shot out of a cannon in Blacksburg.
And you can see the rust. We talked about the delays, the time off away from home for Virginia Tech, and it's showing early on in this game, Jay.
The Hokies have started shooting 0 for 4 from the floor. Lee changes it, much needed 3 from the junior. Offensive foul, Seabron right into Keve Aluma, who draws the offensive foul.
Well, he does so much more than scoring right here. Excellent team defense, help side defense that time by Keve Aluma. And not too many holes in his game. We talked about him right off the tip, what he's doing offensively, but also an excellent defender as well for this Virginia Tech team.
This has been the perfect start for Kevin Keats' team. And you can look at their record, particularly during this 5-game losing streak, and say it's a team that's low on confidence, but they have competed for all 40 minutes in the games they've lost. The lead left open again from 3, can't connect this time. And Seabron in transition. He does it all for this Wolfpack team, coming off a career 7 assists. That's the first miss of the night for the Wolfpack. Storm Murphy on a 3, and he hits it. And just like that, 2 triples as Virginia Tech only down 1.
And I think that's a part of my keys for the game for Virginia Tech. The other guys, besides Mutz and Aluma, in their losses, those other guys have struggled. That's a key sign for Virginia Tech to get some production besides their big 2.
Deep 3 falls short. Malcolm, it really does boil down to you know what you're going to get from the likes of Seabron and Aluma, who in the supporting cast can step up and get you an ACC win.
Yeah, and that's again key for both of these teams. You said it right. Their big three for NC State, speaking with Coach Kevin Keats, they've been really good. The concern for him has been that fourth and fifth guy. Obviously, we're going to get into the big loss and big void that they've had, losing Manny Bates, one of the better defenders in college basketball. But certainly that's going to be a key team as this ACC season progresses.
And you take the best rim protector off any team in the country, and everything Manny Bates has done for NC State, and there were going to be some growing pains. Kevin Keats says, though, he really does believe in this team. They keep competing each and every day, just trying to get over the hump and win their first conference game of the season. And Virginia Tech still looking for their first ACC win as well. Something's got to give tonight. And these two teams trading punches early, 8-7 early for the Hokies. Mike Young, all he wanted was to get back onto the court over the holidays. It wasn't a particularly cheery holiday season for him in Blacksburg. Just haven't been home at all since December 8th, so 27 days because they've been on the road, and then holiday break led into a COVID pause. And he told us, look, we're really excited to be home. It's been almost a month, but a little anxious. How is the team going to look after being gone for so long?
We got a smile out of him on our Zoom call yesterday. We asked him, Coach, how does it feel to be back home? And he gave us a nice little smile. He said, it feels great to be back on our home court.
It's not many stretches during the college basketball season when you would spend 27 days away from Castle Coliseum. And despite a slow start, NC State jumped 8-0 run. Virginia Tech is fired right back with an 8-0 run of their own over the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
And speaking with both coaches, Coach Keats and Young, we asked them, it's part of, college basketball, how do you deal with the pauses and the uncertainty? And I think after going through what everybody went through last year, they're a lot more equipped in terms of dealing with this and keeping guys ready, both physically and mentally for these games.
Mike Young shared the most frustrating thing about it is he felt they were playing their best basketball of the season going into the pause. A huge win against St. Bonaventure, and then they played one of the best teams in the country, Duke, extremely tough at Cameron Indoor. Not an easy thing to do. So he felt like they were finally building momentum, and now he used the term, we've got to rev right back up again.
Yeah, it's tough, and again, it's just part of college basketball. We talked about it right before we came on here. We're just happy we have a game with all the postponements and cancellations. So certainly this is just going to be something we all have to adjust to.
The coaches and the players feel the same way. Virginia Tech on an 8-0 run, looking for more. Here's Storm Murphy. Kick out to Couture. Another three for the Hokies. That one off the mark. Darius Maddox couldn't connect.
What a defensive possession, though, by NC State. The best early on in this game. Closeouts and then contested shots all around.
Another tough take. Jericho Helms fading away. A contested shot falls for the Wolfpack. Snaps a 3-minute scoring drought and fires NC State back in front.
And what they're doing right now, they're isolating Helms on Storm Murphy. They like that matchup, and they're just putting them in the post. And I think that's something that Virginia Tech is going to have to address. They might have to start sending some coverage over there or double teams.
First Virginia Tech turnover of the night. Justin Mutz called for a travel. We got a Tuesday night doubleheader. Stick with us on the ACC Network. Coming right up, Georgia Tech in the number 2 team of the country, Duke Blue Devils. That's right after our game tonight, right here on the ACC Network. And Mike Young said it, Paulo Banchero, one of the best players in the country, and he was impressed with how Mutz and Aluma went toe-to-toe with Banchero when they played last time out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and Kevin Keats had high praise for that duo, Mutz and Aluma. He said, look, I don't know if there's a better 4 and 5 combo in the ACC.
It's certainly proven it. Great cross-court pass led to an open 3. Off the mark from Storm Murphy. Now Virginia Tech has fallen into a scoring drought of 3 minutes. And Helms continues his hot hand. He has 7 of the Wolfpack's 12.
Love his game. He's a guy that will post a smaller player and then right there showing off the three-point range. Right now, though, NC State, excellent ball movement, spacing, and patience. But it all starts here on the defensive end.
Great pass, an even better block. Ebenezer Dewana with the rejection. Transition 3. Off the mark, NC State was looking for a great run there. The defense right now dialed in for the Wolfpack. Virginia Tech hasn't scored in nearly 4 minutes. Couture trying to change it, and he does. Hunter Couture knocks it down.
Couture gets credit for the 3, but that is a beautiful pass by Storm Murphy. Dribble drive, kick out to a wide open shooter. Unselfish play that time by Storm Murphy.
All Virginia Tech's made field goals tonight have been from 3. Cam Hayes draws the foul, and we'll get 2 at the line when we come back. Back and forth we go. Tuesday night doubleheader. We're just getting started in Blacksburg. Virginia Tech shooting just 3 of 12 from the field, but all 3 made shots are threes. And Malcolm, you love this last one from Couture.
Well, it's all set up by Storm Murphy. Look at this group. All 5 defenders of NC State. Beautiful kick-out pass to Hunter Couture. That's excellent basketball and spacing by Virginia Tech. And if you take a look at Hunter Couture, his progress under Mike Young and progression really has been a big reason why I think they're going to be one of the teams that is going to contend for the ACC. You look at last season numbers, minutes per game, everything is up this season, and he is going to be a guy, Jay, that they are going to need him being productive in these games.
And the consistency as well, Malcolm. You take a look at the last 7 games, he's in double figures in 6 of those. NC State makes both foul shots, an opportunity to go full court pressure like they've done all night.
Well, the NC State defense early on has been impressive. You talked about it, Jay, the numbers, shooting percentage for Virginia Tech early on in this one. They struggled to start this game off, 3 of 12 from the floor, 25%, and a lot of that has to do with the activity of this NC State defense. They're being active in the passing lanes, and then they're contesting a lot of shots.
The way they play just does not look like a team on a 5-game losing streak. Dialed in defensively, another contested shot. It'll stay Hokies basketball underneath.
And Jay, to your point, when we asked Mike Young, he's like, look, they've been in every game. They're a very good team. They've just been unable to close out games. And again, look, Kevin Keats is not going to make excuses for it, but I think they're pretty much a top 25, top 30 team if they have Manny Bates, one of the best shot blockers, rim protectors, not just in ACC, but in the country. He's out.
Right on cue when they need a rim protector. Instead, David Gasson gets to the rack, lays it up and in for 2. How differently would we be talking about the Wolfpack if they beat #1 Purdue at the time, instead losing overtime? They fall to Florida State by 2, a talented Seminoles team. Trying to dig out of an 0-3 conference start. One thing they're really good at is grabbing offensive rebounds. And Terquavion Smith cashes in on the offensive glass for 2.
So high on this young man's game. He had another big game against Florida State as well, too. The freshman, 23 points in that game against Florida State. And you can see the athleticism on that last play right there. Offensive rebound and then a beautiful turnaround jumper.
Couture for the tie. That doesn't fall. There's Helms. Thought about the 3. Another offensive rebound. kick out. Smith, he hits it, count it, plus the foul. 4-point play opportunity coming for the freshman, Terquavion Smith.
Remember that name for the folks that have not seen him yet in the ACC. This guy can flat out play. Unselfish play off the offensive rebound. And I'm going to go back to his game against Florida State. 23 points, efficient, 8 of 15 from the floor. And he is a guy that is an excellent rebounder as well, too. Speaking with Kevin Keats, we asked him, said, look, have you found another really good one? And he kind of smiled on that Zoom call. They are excited about him.
Smith and Helms have 16 of the Wolfpack's 20. And it's a 6-0 run over the last 45 seconds for NC State. That's who you go to snap the run. Keve Oluma, Mr. Reliable.
I think he needs to get a touch. If you're Virginia Tech, every offensive possession, play through him, force NC State to double. If they stay single coverage, he is going to go off for 30-something. He is just too good.
Smith trying to keep his dribble, lost the handle, falling backwards. Battle for the ball. He was off Ernest Ross last, so it'll be Virginia Tech basketball. Just mentioned Kevin Keats and this young team. So we just need to find a way to close these games out. Too many coming down to the wire in December and then on January 1st against Florida State that are going the other way.
Yeah, they've been right in every game. You take a look at that. You take a team like Purdue into overtime, and again, you're doing that without arguably one of the best rim protectors in college basketball and a guy that's good for at least 10 points and 10 boards. And certainly these guys have been playing really well, just unable to close out some of these close games.
Here's Oluma, give and go. Right to the rack, great take. John Padula, the freshman, his first bucket of the night.
Degree of difficulty off the charts that time for Padula.
6 made field goals for Virginia Tech from 6 different players. Balanced scoring, but only shooting it at 35% to start this game. Mutz, the steal, and he was on his way for a slam, but fouled before he could get to the rim.
And Jay, that's the part of Mutz and Aluma's game that's really impressive. Ball screen coverage. A lot of times, bigs, they might be good in the post, but defensively they struggle on ball screens. Mutz and Oluma, two of the best at blitzing ball screens and then getting active on that dribbler. That time, Mutz coming up with a steal.
Yeah, the rule is just a common foul. Virginia Tech fans thought that could have been a flagrant for denying Mutz a clear path to the basket. It's a smart foul for NC State. Saves what would have been an easy bucket for Mutz. Here he is flying it again, denied. Second block of the night for Ebenezer Duwana, and it leads to a transition 3. Defense into offense, just like that.
And that's the exact phrase you want to use. Defense setting up excellent offense in transition. That has been the story early on for NC State. Kevin Keats could not have asked for a better start on the road against Virginia Tech.
And it's the freshman Terquavion Smith who buried the 3. That's his 3rd of the night, and he has 12 of the Wolfpack's 23. A freshman who was a 3-time state champion in North Carolina in high school. It was a big deal that they kept him home. He's done more losing during this 5-game losing streak in his freshman year than he did all of high school. And he's got that winner killer mentality, and he is showing it on the road right now. 12 of the Wolfpack's 23. Timeout on the floor. We'll step aside. Stick with us on the ACC Network. NC State up 6 on the road at Virginia Tech. Quavion Smith with the last 9 points for the Wolfpack, but his last 3 coming off a controversial block. Virginia Tech wanted a goaltend.
And from that angle right there, hard to tell, but what we certainly can tell is this guy is a star in the making. Quavion Smith, Kevin Keats just raved about him and his potential. He has been one of the most impressive freshmen in the ACC and country. Really fun to watch, and he is a guy that certainly is going to be on the map in the ACC.
Over the last month, he's averaging 20 a game, and he throws another down, one-handed with the left. This freshman is out of control. He scored the last 11 points for this Wolfpack team.
My goodness, I mean, he's showing the whole game defensively solid, in transition, finishing. He showed off the three-point range, and he can score on all 3 levels. And the thing I like about him thus far, he has not forced any shots. He's got it all within either the flow of the offense or because of excellent defense.
Just grabbed the last rebound, too. Here's a heat check. That would have been for 14 straight. Storm Murphy, great job to weave through traffic for an easy 2.
I've been impressed with Storm Murphy. He has played solid for Virginia Tech early on, making nice passes that time off the skip pass.
Rolls in for Dereon Seabron. Usually he's the one doing all the scoring for NC State. Tonight he's taking a back seat to the freshman, Quavion Smith. Into the lane, kick out, Couture fires a 3, can't hit it. Aluma chases down the rebound, keeps it in play. What hustle from Keve Aluma. Couture fires again, can't hit it again. 0 for 2 on this possession from 3. Another offensive rebound. Can Mutz put it home? Passing clinic from the Hokies. They just can't make a shot, and they've gotten some terrific looks on that possession.
Then on the other side, Jay, NC State, I've been impressed with their patience offensively.
Seabron let the shot clock tick under 10 before he went to work. The foul gives us an opportunity to remind you, you don't want to miss it. Thursday, women's basketball on the ACC network, top 25 matchup, and it's a rivalry game. Sold out at Reynolds Coliseum. Going to be a terrific atmosphere for those 2 rivals going at it, North Carolina and NC State. Coming out of the ball under bounds play. That is exactly how you draw it up. Thomas Allen, an easy 2. Timeout, Mike Young. NC State has its largest lead of the game, 10. We'll step aside for 30. Now, Mike Young not happy with his out-of-bounds defense. NC State gets a wide-open look, Malcolm, and now extends this lead to 10. It has been all Wolfpack in his first half.
And it's all set up. Their defense, they're doing an excellent job. Mutz and Aluma, they're doubling. But out of the double teams, when Mutz and Aluma pass out of it, their closeouts have been some of the best I've seen early on in college basketball. They're closing out, and then they're cutting down any shots or dribble drives. They're making it really difficult for them to run their offense.
And it does not look like a team on a 5-game losing streak. They are playing with heart, a ton of fire on the road. Aluma out of the Hokies timeout. Another offensive rebound for Virginia Tech. That's now 6, and they cash in with some second chance points through Keve Aluma.
And that's the guy. That's the matchup I said, top of the game for NC State, how they match up against Keve Aluma. Now, they've been doubling him. That time they decided to dig out, get an offensive rebound, and then he hits a three. But he's certainly the one guy you don't want to get going if you're NC State.
Great pass, step back three, it's good! Back-to-back threes, and just like that, Virginia Tech only down 4. Timeout, NC State will take it with them.
For Virginia Tech, close to 40% on the season tonight. They're almost at their season average, 38%. Now, a lot of those have come off of scramble situations. The last one, Aluma, off of an offensive rebound. But certainly that was a key for Kevin Keats coming into this game. The defensive rebounding, you have to limit second chance opportunities for Virginia Tech.
The Hokies have made at least 5 threes in every single game they've played this season. The lowest was 5 in their last time out against Duke. That was 2 weeks ago, a team that has not played in 2 weeks due to the holiday break and then a COVID pause. The big question coming into tonight, how would Virginia Tech look, particularly offensively? How quickly can they shake off that rust? It has taken them a little while, but certainly finding form over the last minute on a 6-0 run.
And I think after the slow start, they have settled into this game. Big reason why they're running now their offense through Keve Aluma. Credit NC State early on. They were getting a lot of opportunities in transition off of misses and turnovers.
Here's Aluma again, always working for number 22 in white. Maddox struggled to come up with the pass cleanly. 3 seconds to shoot. Aluma pulls the trigger. Rims out, no good.
Excellent block out that time by Jericho Helms.
Ellens and Smith have combined for 21 of the Wolfpack 29. Contested shot there from Helms goes begging. Inside to Aluma, splits the double team and lays it up and in for an easy 2.
Beautiful pass that time by Mutz. Nice little high-low action, and that's a difficult post-entry pass. Nice touch, though, by the big Mutz to Aluma.
Aluma has 7 after he didn't score in the opening 10 minutes of this game. With the momentum right now ticking towards the home team. Virginia Tech on an 8-0 run. NC State hasn't scored in 3 minutes. To the hot hand, Aluma. Passes out of the double team, knocked away. Smith caught in the air, had to chuck it up. Up to Mutz. Attacking the rack and hammers it home to tie it at 29. Justin Mutz. Virginia Tech has erased a 10-point deficit, and now they're looking for the lead with under 90 seconds left of this first half.
Well, you can see the shift in momentum and a big issue for NC State now. Flow on offense.
Battling for the ball, great hustle, and it stays with Virginia Tech.
Checking in for the Wolfpack, 14, Casey Morse.
NC State has missed their last 6 shots. It's allowed Virginia Tech to go on a 10-0 run, and the crowd is right back in it. As we remind you, Nothing But Net, Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on ACC Network. To the heart of it all, Nothing But Net, only right here on the ACC Network.
A couple of things for NC State. They've been unable to get out in transition the last really 5-minute stretch. And then offensively, when they've gotten into their half-court sets, they have not had much ball movement. A couple of passes and then quick shots early in the shot clock. That was not happening at the beginning of the game. They were much more patient, and credit, though, Virginia Tech's defense.
17 fouls sends Storm Murphy to the line, and he hits the front end of the 1-and-1 to give Virginia Tech the lead. NC State led in this game 29-19, but it's the Hokies who have really turned it on at the end of this first half. Wolfpack no points in the last 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Crowd here at Castle Coliseum roaring on the Hokies defense. Virginia Tech had not played at home in 27 days. Helms for the lead. He can't knock it down. No points in the last 4 minutes and 30 seconds now for NC State. Seven straight misses for NC State. Virginia Tech to Mutz, the birthday boy with a rack attack, turning 23 today, and it's a 14-0 run for Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech had a foul to give, and they use it with 2.7 left.
Player of the game in the first half for Virginia Tech is this guy right here, Storm Murphy. Mike Young calls him Stormer. Says he looks like your paper boy, but I'll tell you what, he is balling tonight. Beautiful wraparound pass for the dunk.
Well, if he's the paper boy, that was a delivery right on time to Justin Mutz. Another foul comes in again. Hokies have a couple to give. They still have one more to give with 2.1 left in this first half. Got to be careful, though, if NC State goes up to shoot with it immediately before that foul can come in. Hoisted into Helms. Tough shot, and it's off the mark. NC State goes scoreless over the last 5 minutes and 11 seconds. It's the Hokies that start with the momentum and the basketball. A 10-point NC State lead turns into a Virginia Tech 4-point lead in just 5 minutes to close the end of that first half. Murphy a three. He hits it. We just showed you him assisting to Mutz. This time it's Mutz to Murphy. And Virginia Tech picking up right where they left off in the first half.
He's done a little bit of everything. I think the other key number for him in that first half, 0 turnovers. He did a nice job handling the pressure of NC State.
Helms blocked. Mutz got all of it. Kept alive by the Wolfpack. Dereon Seabron, he is a human highlight reel. Hung in the air, uses the window, and NC State's first bucket in nearly 6 minutes.
Degree of difficulty off the charts. Seabron bucket, a much-needed one. I mean, he was hanging in the air for at least 3 seconds right there. Beautiful finish.
Kevin Aluma, the immediate answer on the other end.
That's been the problem early on in the game, first half. NC State, they were contesting shots. And to close out the first half, that was not the case. Virginia Tech had a lot of wide open looks.
Much needed three, and it goes down for Thomas Allen. So back-to-back baskets for NC State after they went 5 minutes without scoring. And a 17-0 run by Virginia Tech has resulted in a 4-point lead. Mutz kick out again, this time Aline. He fails to connect. Seabron behind the back. Finds Helms an open three. Can't knock it down.
And this right here certainly should get some consideration for SportsCenter. Beautiful hang time and then finish with the reverse. Eyes on the rim the entire time. That's a beautiful finish by Dereon Seabron.
Feel like each and every time he takes the court, you are going to see something special like that. He's actually been pretty quiet tonight, only 6 points, 4 in the first half. Offensive foul is the call for a push-off. Seabron competing at a high level. You look at what he's doing in the ACC, double figures in every game this year. You know, last time out against Florida State, he scored 32, assisted on another 21. He is just doing it all, especially when you factor in what he's done rebounding the ball all season as well.
Well, he was at the top of the scouting report when we were on our Zoom call with Mike Young yesterday. He said, look, we know that guy. Number one, I know his name. We must do a good job on him. Thus far in this game, they've done a nice job slowing him down.
Here's Aluma. Count it, plus the foul. Keve Aluma starting to feast inside.
Jay, I recently had a conversation with an NBA scout, and he said, look, I'm hoping other teams do not pick this guy and he falls in our lap because he is that good. He has turned himself into one of the best players in college basketball. And when we spoke with Mike Young about his progress, really it's just been remarkable of the work that he has put in, and he credited a lot to the year he had off where he was not playing basketball.
It's the 4th foul called against Ebenezer Duana. So he's out of the ball game right now. Already big front court with Manny Bates out the remainder of the season with a shoulder injury. They're going to have to lean on the freshman Ernest Ross inside. Duana 1 foul away from fouling out of this game. Here's Seabron, splits the defenders, hangs in the air, somehow gets it to go. Dereon Seabron, 2 just totally circus shot attempts that both went in the second half.
Well, if you're Mike Young, you'll live with that. I mean, the 2 shots that he's had, really, again, that's just a great offensive player making a really difficult shot.
Hassan called for the travel. Seabron calling for it. Instead, it's Helms who fires and connects. Jericho Helms drains the 3. NC State back in just a 2-point game. Wolfpack have made 4 of their last 5.
And Jay, that's the formula for NC State. You notice when they are patient on offense, get a couple ball swings, get a couple of passes, then they're much better offensively in shooting contested shots early in the shot clock.
Well, in a Tuesday night ACC doubleheader. ACC Network Basketball presented by Geico. A 2-point game in Blacksburg. Virginia Tech has the edge. Both teams looking for their first conference win of the season, leaning on 2 of the best players in the ACC, Dereon Seabron and Keve Aluma. And these 2 guys share one thing in common. They both redshirted in an era where redshirting is kind of a dying breed. It's impressive that both of these guys sacrificed self-gratification for a year of player development, Malcolm, and it's paid dividends, and Mike Young brought it up with us yesterday.
Yeah, he said, look, Keve Aluma really benefited from that year off, and right on cue, Dereon Seabron, the same thing Kevin Keith said about his development as well, too. So you see 2 guys took some time off, weren't in a rush to get out of their respective schools, and it really has paid off for both these players.
And with Aluma, it was because he transferred in from Wofford, forced him to do the sit-out year. With the new rule, he would not have sat out. He would have played right away. And Mike Young said he would not be the same player that he is today. Called for an offensive foul there. It also speaks, Malcolm, to Mike Young's ability as a coach to use that redshirt year effectively and really hone in on player development.
And right on cue, Kevin Keats as well, too. The job that he's done with Dereon Seabron. Again, the guy's averaging a double-double. The player development for both of these coaches has been huge. And I think that's the biggest area that he's improved. Dribble, drive, kick out, set your teammates up for some open looks.
Well, as we've been giving Keve Aluma some love, how about NC State? A 10-0 run for the Wolfpack. Terquavion Smith has 17 now for NC State. And for a team on a 5-game losing streak, Virginia Tech takes a 17-0 run. You would think they'd be low on confidence. Instead, they weather the storm and fire back with a 10-0 run of their own. Here's Seabron looking for more. Pulls the trigger. He's got it! Dereon Seabron extends the run to 13-0, and the Wolfpack are up 6.
I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it a couple times. This guy is right at the top of the list for Player of the Year in the ACC. Averaging a double-double, doing a little bit of everything for NC State. Yes, it has not shown up in the wins. They've lost a lot of close games, but anytime you have a guy that's averaging close to 20 points and over 10 boards in the ACC, that guy's pretty good. And Dereon Seabron, to me, has done just about as much as any player in college basketball, in particular in the ACC. He has just been balling for NC State.
That last three puts the Wolfpack up 6. Led by 10 in the first half, then Virginia Tech closed out the first half on a 14-0 run. They looked like they were going to go ahead, and NC State fires right back on a 13-0 run of their own. Aluma snaps that streak with a bucket inside. He's got 14 to lead all Hokies tonight. Here's Helms from deep. He hits it! NC State is red hot. They've made their last 6 shots, and it's a 7-point Wolfpack lead.
Spacing, excellent, ball movement, and unselfish play. When they play like that, NC State, that's a winning formula for them.
Aluma trying to answer himself. Tapped out, and it's NC State basketball. The Wolfpack on a 16-2 run over the last 4 minutes. This team, despite coming in on a 5-game losing streak, they are giving it all for their head coach, Kevin Keats, right now on the road.
And watch the offensive possessions. If there's multiple passes, a couple of ball swings, that has been the formula for them in this stretch.
Here's Helms through the spin cycle. So crafty. Jericho Helms makes it 7 straight makes for the Wolfpack. Wide open. Can't get it to fall. Virginia Tech needed that. NC State's lead has ballooned to 9. Hayes, that's the first miss in the last 8 attempts for NC State, an 18-2 run. It's 29 degrees outside in Blacksburg, but Dereon Seabron red hot in the second half. Let's take a look at our player spotlight presented by Geico.
averaging close to 20 points and 10 rebounds a game, a double-double. He's doing a little bit of everything. He's showing you the whole package tonight. Here, a little step-back three off the hard jab step. And you look at it by half, started off slow, and now you're right, Jay, he is starting to heat up in this game. I think, though, Jay, the biggest improvement in his game, and Kevin Keith talked about this on our Zoom call with him, the reads. He's setting his teammates up as well, too, making better reads. He draws so much attention because he's such a high-volume scorer, and now he's a guy that can set his teammates up for some open looks as well, too.
Over the last 5 minutes, NC State on an 18-2 run to punch right back after the Hokies went on a 17-0 run. On a Tuesday night, this is a heavyweight fight in the ACC. And it's just game 1 of 2 tonight. Georgia Tech and Duke coming up right after us. Kevin Aluma will head to the line. And there it is, just talking about game number 2 right here on the ACC Network. New Year conference play in full swing. Nobody covers the ACC like the ACC Network. Number 2 Duke and Georgia Tech coming up right after us.
Well, Jay, if you look at the numbers for Virginia Tech, right now it's Aluma and Murphy, the only 2 guys in double figures. Mutts at 4 points in. When we spoke with Kevin Keats, he said, look, I was concerned about Aluma and Mutts, that duo right there. We can't let those 2 guys, both of them, go crazy in this game. They've done a nice job with their post defense on Mutts.
Seabron, he lost the handle. Here's Mutts in transition. Extra pass, wide open, Couture. It drops! Hunter Couture buries it in transition. Virginia Tech in a flash, back within 4.
Unselfish basketball, extra pass again by Storm Murphy. Beautiful transition offense by Virginia Tech.
After a 2-week layoff for Virginia Tech, how will the Hokies fare down the stretch? Both teams looking for their first conference win of the season. Terrific defensive stand. Inside, Aluma had the height advantage. Couldn't grab the ball. Lofted ahead. Look out! Ernest Ross ripped the rim off. Wolfpack back up 6.
Yeah, they might need to check the screws on that rim right there, because ripping the rim off is an understatement. My goodness, in transition, he took off almost from the foul line.
First bucket of the night for the freshman. It's a memorable one. Virginia Tech answers right back through it, Naheem Alim. High-level hoops in the ACC on a Tuesday night. Seabron followed his shot, and he'll get 2 at the line. Take another look at this. Ernest Ross, we have liftoff.
My goodness, the young fella showing off the hops. That is beautiful transition off the turnover, and 4-post entry pass by Virginia Tech. They need to make a next extra pass to the wing to try to enter the ball to Aluma.
Timeout, Virginia Tech. These 2 teams throwing punches. This is a fun one coming down to the wire in the second half. Under 10 minutes left to do second half. Malcolm Huckabee, Jay Alter with you. Huck, let's check in on your keys of the game.
Well, take a look. NC State controlling Mutts and Aluma. Aluma is really the only guy that has done damage out of that 2 right there. Justin Mutts, only 4 points for the game, so check that off. They've done a pretty good job containing Mutts on the other side for Virginia Tech. Guarding Seabron. He's starting to heat up. In the first half, they did a pretty decent job on him. He's starting to heat up now, though, in the second. I think the big thing for them, though, is their defense on mutts has been really good. They must, though, if you're NC State, keep your composure to close out this game. Remember, they got in trouble to close out the first half. That last 3 to 4 minute stretch, they were taking quick shots early in the shot clock. Be patient on your offensive possessions if you're NC State to close this game out.
6-point lead after Seabron makes both of the line. Kevin Keats has said the one thing that has killed his team is closing games out down the stretch. Failed to do it at Miami, failed to do it against number 1 Purdue, failed to do it against Florida State. Now is tonight the night. Dialed in defensively, another turnover caused.
And that's a good decision right there. Again, instead of forcing a shot, if you don't have anything in transition, pull it back out and run some clock. Get a higher percentage shot.
Tawana back into the game with 4 fouls. Here's Hellas backing down Murphy. Couldn't cash in on the height advantage.
Can't ask for a better look. Right now, though, for Virginia Tech, get some swings, and then Keve Aluma, get him isolated and get him a touch on every offensive possession.
Here's Murphy. Down low to Mutz in a double team. Passes out of it. Naheem Aline off the mark.
And although it's an open look, your best player, Keve Aluma, did not touch the ball on that possession. I prefer get him in the post, run your offense through him, and let him throw out of the double team.
Seabron denied by Mutz. Here come the Hokies. Trying to do too much in transition, and they give the ball back to NC State. These are two teams that came into tonight absolutely desperate for their first ACC win. Both craving it. Feel like they've played well enough to get a conference win this season. It just hasn't fallen their way. And this has been high-level hoops in the second half on both ends of the floor. Who can close it out in the final 8 minutes and grasp that first ACC win?
Certainly, I think it's hard to believe only 4 teams from the ACC would be in the NCAA tournament. But right now, that's what, again, that narrative is out there. And certainly, though, this is an important game for both teams. Try to get in the win column in conference play.
Trying to jumpstart their season. NC State trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. They've made big shot after big shot on the road in Blacksburg. The latest from Cam Hayes, and it's an 8-point lead.
Hayes led the team in assists last season for NC State, but that's a beautiful pull-up jumper to put him up 8.
Here's Murphy. He's been the facilitator tonight. Takes it himself this time. Rattled in and out, no good. It was halfway down, and a foul comes in on the rebound.
Not sure what the call was and who they're calling that on.
Foul called against NC State, the freshman, Terquavion Smith. I did not see it.
Wow, and that's a bonus situation as well, too.
Take another look.
Oh, man, I got to say, that's a tough call right there.
Wow. It's Smith's third, and for the next 7 minutes and 9 seconds, Virginia Tech is shooting. That foul put the Hokies in the bonus. And Aline hits the front end of the 1-and-1. Aline is who you want at the line. 3% on the season. 28 of 30. Two-possession game with 7 minutes to play. Both teams desperate for that first ACC win of the season. Here's Seabron. Offensive foul. Just checked into the game. The freshman Sean Padula puts his body on the line to win the ball back.
I mean, again, we have the luxury of this great camera work above to see it. The referee, though, looked like he was in great position to make that call. Again, that's a judgment call right there. That could have gone as a no call or a charge. That time, though, the ref decided to go in favor of Virginia Tech.
Here's Aluma, faked the handoff, kept it himself, hesitated, went up with it. And Virginia Tech makes it a 4-point game.
That's where his basketball IQ comes in. Faked the handoff, and then he got an isolation on the wing. Excellent spacing by Virginia Tech on that last possession.
Cam Hayes, deep three, can't connect. Feed it to Aluma. He has 18. Hand off Couture, three. It's good! Hunter Couture buries it. Hokies back within one. Castle Coliseum comes alive. Timeout, Kevin Keats. We'll step aside for 30. 7-0 run, Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech on a 7-0 run, and this Couture three has brought the Hokies back within one.
And Jay, that's all set up because the previous play, Keve Aluma faked the handoff and then went and dribbled drive. That time comes off. The team does not know whether or not he's going to keep it or hand it off to Couture. Excellent offense, but that's all set up by the attention that Keve Aluma draws. That time, Couture was able to get off a little dribble handoff for an open three.
Scoring drought of more than 2 minutes for the Wolfpack. It's allowed Virginia Tech to make an 8-point lead, just a 1-point lead. NC State has struggled to close out games down the stretch this season. Saw it against #1 Purdue. Saw it against Miami right before New Year's. And against Florida State last time out. Can they snap the 5-game losing streak and hold on, clinging to a 1-point advantage?
If you're NC State, don't settle for a contested three.
Terquavion Smith, contested three. No good. You just said it, Huck.
And that has not been successful for them. They've had their most success, NC State. Ball movement, get a couple of swings, and then try to draw the defense and either kick out for a three or get into the lane.
Here's Aluma for the lead. No good, but tipped in. Perfect position, Justin Mutz. And Virginia Tech grabs the lead. Nothing Hokies run. Helms trying to put an end to it. He can't connect, but tracked down by Cam Hayes. Here's Hayes on the drive. 7 seconds to shoot. Helms lost the handle. NC State has to hoist. Off the mark, tapped around. Wolfpack basketball again, second offensive rebound on this possession. Foul called on the floor. NC State just 1 for their last 10. Trying to get something going as we remind you this Thursday. Terrific matchup, top 20 rivalry game. Women's basketball, North Carolina and NC State is going to be a sold-out Reynolds Coliseum. They've already announced a sellout. Don't want to miss that action Thursday night. Contested three in the corner, does not drop. Another offensive rebound, and Ebenezer Dewana cashes in.
Both teams getting their offense off of misses. That time, NC State again on the offensive glass.
Looking for Aluma, he can't keep it in play. And we'll step aside. 3:39 down the stretch they come. NC State clinging to a 1-point lead.
You know, if those guys had the three-point line back in the day, those numbers certainly would balloon up a lot more.
A terrific Tuesday night doubleheader on the ACC network. Duke, Georgia Tech coming up after this. Fun finish in Blacksburg, 1-point game. 6 lead changes tonight. NC State trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. Terrific on the offensive glass. Another offensive rebound with Seabron. 12 offensive rebounds for NC State tonight, but they can't cash in on any second chance points that time.
And that's not a good decision by Jericho Helms. Again, no ball movement, quick, early in the shot clock.
NC State led by as many as 10 in this game. They have missed 9 of their last 10 shots, just trying to hold out. Seabron lost his footing, kept the dribble alive. Here's Cam Hayes, 8 seconds to shoot. Back to Seabron. This is the guy you want with the ball in his hands. He goes into attack mode and draws the foul. Nothing but not Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern time on the ACC network. They'll recap everything in the week that was and look ahead to the week to come. You don't want to miss it right here on the ACC network. Saturday, 10 o'clock Eastern time.
Well, Jay, we've talked about closing out games for NC State. And a lot of times it's just as simple as your key guy stepping up and making plays. This guy at the line, Dereon Seabron, we've talked about his numbers all game and what he's done. His last outing against Florida State, 32 points, 7 threes in that game. He is going to be the guy, if I'm NC State, put the ball in his hands and then let him go make a play to close this game out.
Seabron, a perfect 4 of 4 from the foul line. Neither team has missed a foul shot. 16 of 16 combined from the charity stripe tonight. 2 minutes to go for the tie. Air ball from Aline, tapped around. Mutz couldn't corral it. Wisely running his shot clock down under 10. Now goes to work. Dereon Seabron, so good! When you need a bucket, Dereon Seabron delivers.
Big time players want the ball at the end of games. It's as simple as that. Clear out and then let your best player go make a play.
Aluma, Virginia Tech's best player, looking for the immediate answer, draws the foul and hits the line for 2.
This is what you want to see. And we talked about it at the tip. Seabron and Aluma, 2 of the better players, not just in the ACC, but in college basketball, on display, trying to close out this game for their respective teams.
And that's the 5th foul called against Ebenezer Dewana. So the sophomore is out of this game. Remember, starting big man Manny Bates is out for the remainder of the season for NC State. So an already thin front court just gets a lot thinner with Dewana done for the night. NC State with Manny Bates looking on, Malcolm.
And certainly, we talked about what his loss has meant to NC State. Right now, Keve Aluma on the line. This is the first. Certainly, this is a big free throw right here. And try to cut this deficit to 4.
He missed both of them. Before those two misses, these two teams were a combined 16 of 16, and then Aluma misses both. Helms is fouled. NC State not yet in the bonus. Butts with 4 fouls, so Mike Young's going to play a little offense-defense with 69 seconds left. 5-point lead for NC State. The Wolfpack came in on a 5-game losing streak, trying to cling and close this one out after they've struggled down the stretch in many games this season. Eight seconds left for Seabron. Goes to work again. Rims out, no good. Ernest Ross the rebound, and he puts it up and in. 7-point game. Hokies have to hurry. Storm Murphy does just that, straight to the rim. Timeout Mike Young. And it's a 5-point game with 34 seconds left.
Thing for NC State. They handled it on the last possession. All right, here on the glass. Can't say enough about what this freshman has done. Ross on the offensive glass. But I think the big key in that possession, Jay, was Virginia Tech was trapping. NC State did a nice job bringing guys up. You have to have good spacing, and you can't turn the ball over in this situation. If you're Virginia Tech, you got to identify the 5 that are out there. You want the worst free throw shooter with the ball in his hands, and then you got to try to foul in that situation. You got to put them on and then hope that they miss. You don't necessarily need a 3 off of a miss. If it comes off a dribble drive, kick out, that's fine. But like the last possession, you want to try to get the ball to the basket as quickly as possible and then set your defense up, go for another steal, and then if you don't get it, you're going to have to foul again.
NC State, 13 offensive rebounds in the game. 10 have come in this second half. This is a Wolfpack team that led in the first half by 10. Virginia Tech then went on a 17-0 run. What many thought could have been a devastating blow. Instead, Kevin Keats' team has battled right back. A team on a 5-game losing streak looking for their first ACC win on the road. Now, they've come into Castle Coliseum, an extremely difficult place to come and get a win. And they are 34 seconds away from doing just that. Pressure comes in, home run pass. Here's Seabron, went up with it, gets his own rebound, and puts it up and in. 14 offensive rebounds, and NC State gets the ball right back. The Wolfpack can start to feel it.
I'm going to go back to my earlier point. It's as simple as this. When you're closing games out, you need your star player to step up and go make a play. This is not X's and O's. This is an NBA-type guy that's averaging a double-double, going to make a play at the end of a game.
Murphy, kick out 3, Aluma. They need it, can't get it. And a foul comes in immediately on Ernest Ross. NC State 8 seconds away from walking away with their first ACC win of the season. Dereon Seabron has willed them down the stretch. Another double-double. 21 points, 10 rebounds, a steal. one of your favorite lines, Malcolm. Dereon Seabron, a guy that one day will be playing for a paycheck. He has been phenomenal.
One of the best players, not just in the ACC, but in all of college basketball. Guy came in averaging close to 20 and over 10 rebounds a game. He does it again tonight.
That's in for Murphy, but too little, too late. NC State on the back of Dereon Seabron. His 17 second-half points come into Castle Coliseum and snap a 5-game losing streak and earn their first conference win of the season. What a win for Kevin Keats and the Wolfpack.